All right. Well, welcome everyone. It is January 22nd, and this is our director call and director bound call for everyone that is looking to promote this year or sooner than later, right? So my name is Claudia Bazar. I know it says Donna Landy, but we're using her account, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys tonight. We're going to talk about the recruiting part and the sharing the business with others, and we're going to talk about the difference between informing someone about the business opportunity and then inviting them. So inform and invite will be what we'll go over tonight. So first of all, we always start with some good news. So anybody have any good news to share? Anything that you did the last week that happened that excited you? Maybe you tried something new, or maybe you had a good party, maybe you had your first recruit. Who wants to share?
I can share. I can start.
Yeah, go ahead.
I started doing more virtual shows, and usually my goal is always 1,500. And I think actually I'm going to make it to the 3,000 this month. I haven't had any home shows, but I just closed out a virtual show. I'm going to close one out tonight. I just set up another one, and then I have another one coming up. So, and I've also been putting more live videos, which has been awesome. I put that on my personal page, like my VIP. And then I've been putting on this one that I just started today. I had a lot of comments, and they were really excited with the live. So I'm going live more, and I did like a sale on like the popcorn on National Popcorn Day, and I sold like 10 of them. So just knocked a couple dollars off, and so I'm real excited. I didn't think that I was going to really do well in the virtuals, and so far so good. So
awesome. So were you scared when you did like your first live video?
I was a little bit. I did it a while ago, and then I've been doing it more and more, and I actually get pretty excited about it just because I have that passion. So it's just getting easier and easier to do. And I think just by showing the products, it does sell itself in those live videos, or even just taping and then uploading, because tonight I just uploaded one right before. I made that because it's National Blonde Brownie Day today, so I was featuring the brownie pan.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
I was featuring the brownie pan, and I was making the little omelets, so I chopped all the spinach, and I use a lot of the different tools, so I'll put that on right before we go to bed. So I kind of changed a little bit my virtual shows more with like more videos of me, and then I still put some of the stuff that I find online, but that has been a real success, and I'm really excited. I didn't think I was going to get excited about the virtual shows, and actually I'm going to have a better month than I did last month, and I had some home shows.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome.
I got 4 new people to do the dinners done, and they loved it. So
yeah, good. So virtual parties and free Zimmer workshop, and you went Facebook Live. So this is, sometimes we can't just go like in one direction. We just got to try different things, see what happens, and always spice it up. And then, there's always something exciting that happens. Awesome. Congratulations. Anyone else want to share anything? Any good news? What did you guys all do? Anyone booked a party? Anyone, I don't know, called someone? Sold something?
I get the sound up.
Oh, Nancy, did you want to share something?
Yeah, I'm trying to get my volume up first, though.
Oh, we can hear you.
Okay, well, I'm having a hard time hearing you. I don't know if it's because of the weather or whatever's going on down here. It was a good day, good week, fantastic weekend. It really was. I had to combine 2 virtual shows in order to get one qualified, but that was still good. I got 2 bookings off of that. And then on a party that's not starting until Tuesday, another virtual party, I've already got a booking for that one. And then I decided to finally post some stuff on the county website, and got 2 calls, one from here in Georgia and one from Florida, on wanting catalogs.
Good, yeah.
And then I got a call earlier, the show that I'm having until February 21st, I think it is. I've already got a booking for that one.
Good. So can you share what did you share on your county website? Was that a Facebook group, or is that a website? Because I'm sure everyone else could.
Yeah, it's the county Facebook site, and I put last weekend. I put I can't remember. This weekend I put about you have somebody do your nails, you have a hairstylist, you have even somebody for your dog. Why not have somebody
So
for
it's a
you?
Facebook group and people can advertise
Yes.
their business?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
that's a very, very good tip. So you guys can just go on Facebook and just search like your local town, your surrounding town. You can even expand, right? 60, 90 miles
Right.
away towns, and just look up for sales sites, vendor events, anything like that. And, you never know what comes out of it. So awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Nancy. Anyone else? No? All right. And, as Nancy was sharing too, what's always important is to really get 2 bookings from every party, 2 bookings from every show, no matter what. And here's the reason why. One is going to replace the one you just did, and the other one's going to make you grow. So you really, really need to do that. If we all go to a show and we have 0 bookings. So that just means we need to go home and figure out where we're pulling the next 2 bookings off. Because eventually, even if you just get 1, eventually you're going to run out of business. And you're going to look at your calendar and be like, what happened? So I want to plant that in your brain. 2 bookings from every show, no matter what. All right. 1 will replace the one you just had, and 1 is going to make you grow. Okay. So, was there anything that you guys learned from last week's call? Any aha moments? The one that Jennifer Vogelsong did? Did you guys learn anything? Or is that so far away? You guys don't remember? No? Okay. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about informing and inviting. So last week you talked about host coaching and, the party and stuff like that. So this week we're going to talk a little bit about, we're going to go over the party, but we're going to talk about how we inform people at a party and how we invite them. And now you can take that back to your virtual parties, same thing. So informing someone is basically just means we're creating an interest in the business opportunity. And inviting is we're actually inviting them to learn more. It's not inviting them to sell. We're inviting them to learn more about Pampered Chef. And for some of you, this might sound familiar because you guys talked about it last week, at booking from a party. So now we're just going to use the same skills to discuss the business opportunity with Pampered Chef. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, and you guys should be seeing the party outline cards. You guys can find them on Pampered Chef University. Go to recruiting at the parties and go to identify potential new consultants, and you can find the party outline cards, or you can just go into search and type party outline cards. So, and again, you can, at least the opening and the closing, you can take that back to your virtual parties too. But basically, I would suggest until you are 100% confident with your parties, you print these cards out, you laminate them, and you take them to every single show. So I used my cheat cards, I think, for 2 years. And they do keep you on track because eventually you're like, okay, it keeps you on track, it keeps the customers on track, and everything just kind of flows very easily. So, the first thing at a party or a virtual party, right, or a Freeze 'em Up workshop, anything you do, you want to offer the business opportunity during your group hello. So if you look at this, party outline group hello, it tells you to introduce yourself, it tells you to thank the host, and then it tells you to plan the booking and recruiting seat, right? So something along the lines of, throughout the party, you'll probably fall in love with several products, and you may even start to wonder how much you can make doing what I do. When this happens, let's chat. We have options for you to get more products, earn great money, and party every time you work like I do. Okay, or you could plan a little, why you started, just a quick little introduction. So you're just basically planting a seed for hosting and recruiting, because people will tell you no 5 times before they say yes. So if you can get that out right away, they're probably in their head nope, not doing that, nope, not doing that, let's move on, right? So there's the first no. But at the same time, you're also giving them an opportunity to figure out, okay, what's happening tonight? What are my options? And during the cooking part, or even during your, virtual party while you're selling your products, there's different things that you can do to plant the seeds about joining your team, right? So different things, for example, like you could have, the chopper, the food chopper, and people are chopping, and you'll be like, yeah, can you believe consultants all over the country are chopping their way out of debt? Right? Just little seeds like that. Or, oh my God, this rock actually comes in our starter kit. Isn't that awesome? I'll tell you guys more about that in a little bit. Or, oh my God, I'm having so much fun with you guys tonight. Some of you should really consider, trying Pampered Chef and wearing this cute little apron. You guys like that, right? Or if you have a person that sticks out, right? I always have my eye on specific people at a party. If anyone that is super excited, you're showing off the whipped cream maker, and they're like, oh my God, this is so cool, guys, come check it out. Or anyone that's like, oh my God, I have this, I have that, and they're selling it for you. Don't be afraid to say, oh my God, Darla, you don't even know it yet, you're going to join Pampered Chef. Right? Some fun little things like that. So it doesn't always have to be scripted. Just try and plant little seeds like that. So if you pick anything up that came in the kit, just let them know, hey, oh my God, did you know? And if you knew, all this stuff just came in my starter kit. How fun is that? And then you also want to share the business opportunity during your closing, or the confident close. That's where you pass out the catalogs. You ask, the guest questions about, you ask the guests to share their favorite product. You share the guest special. You share the host special, and you're also going to offer the business opportunity. So again, you can do this with virtual parties as well. What I normally do is I share a little bit about my story, where I started, and I play a game. So some sort of game, whether you're playing the Stealing Hearts game or you're playing the ticket game, any game, and we have all of them on file for you if you've never heard of them. The reason we play games is so people ask questions. All those games encourage people to ask questions. How often do you work? How much money do you make? And even if they're not interested, they're going to ask questions because they just want to play. And if for some reason nobody asks a question, then you can just say to the next person next to you, hey, Darla, you want to know how to get started, right? Or, hey, Belinda, you want to know how much money you can make. And if you have a money question, don't be afraid to show them your very first check or your biggest check. Even if you did one virtual party and you made $50, you can show that check because you just made $50 working from home on a virtual party. Right. So people have to work 5 hours for that. Or just show them your biggest check. Maybe you did 3-4 parties in 1 month and you made $400 or $500. Show them that check. And we also have something we call an envelope activity, where if someone asks, how much money do you make? We have 4 different envelopes with stories of different people, why they started and, how many shows they did that month. And then they open the envelope and it's got their check. So they range anywhere from a $600 check to a $10,000 check. But it just shows people that, it is whatever you want it to be. You get out what you put in. So whether you need a little bit of money or a lot of extra money, Pampered Chef can be that for you. So you're planting the seed during the show opening. You're, dropping some little seeds during the cooking part, and then you're just going to wrap it up during the closing. And if you are ever short on time at a party, you don't ever want to skip the closing, okay? But you shouldn't. If you stick to the cards, you should be done in 45 minutes to an hour. Very, 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 very fast, actually. And then during the checkout, right? So you've informed them, this whole party, you've informed them, you've given them information. And during the checkout is where you invite them to find out more about Pampered Chef. So something you can say that it says here, party outline, checkout chat. I watched how much fun you were having and loved how comfortable you were leading your station through the recipe. Did you love it? I thought so. You should give some thought to doing what I do. Pampered Chef has completely changed my life. I'd love to talk with you some more about what it's like to be part of my great team. Or I always say, you know, oh my God, like you just did all my job for you. You would be so great at this. Have you ever considered trying something like Pampered Chef? Or you ask that to anyone. Hey, Belinda, thank you so much for your order. You know, I got you down for this. Have you ever considered doing something like Pampered Chef? I'm always looking for, you know, new energetic people to join our team and just kind of see what they say. If they say no, gosh, never, right? You can still go into hosting. But if they say, yeah, you know, maybe, you don't want to go into hosting because that could be their launch party. So if we start with hosting and then they book a party, maybe they just wanted to join and order a kit right then and there. So you always start with the business opportunity. So if they say no, you can still offer the hosting. And I actually suggest you guys do that while you make contacts to book parties too. Why not start with that and just say, hey, you know what? I'm looking to grow my team. I'm looking to teach others how they can make extra money. Is this something you might be interested in? Oh, no, not for me. Okay, what about having a party? Could you grab some friends together for that? And a lot of times people don't want to say no to you twice, so they'll say yes to hosting a party. So if they are interested in more information about the business, you're basically just going to invite them to find out more. Even if they're, yeah, you know, I've thought about it, I'm just not sure. Make sure you have your live taste grade brochures with you and you schedule a follow-up chat with them within 24 hours. The longer you wait from the moment they leave the door or they, you know, check out from the virtual party, the longer you wait, the less interest they'll have. So you got to catch them right away. So you give them the Taste the Great Life brochure and you can just say, hey, you know what? Why don't you take this brochure, check it out, you know, look it over with your husband, and I'll give you a call tomorrow. What time works best for you, evening or days? Right? If you, I do suggest to have a three-way conversation with your director or upline. So actually that's how I was recruited. So someone would be like, you know, Claudia, why don't I give you a call tomorrow with the lady that got me started just to make sure I can answer any questions before you make a decision. How does that sound? Morning or evening? And then you just call me, you call your upline and say, hey, I got a three-way call. And we just kind of know what questions to ask. And you're going to notice the more interview calls you do with your upline, we always ask the same questions, but basically just don't give them too much information. You know, if someone's interested, there's no reason to tell them about $12.50, Pampered Chef dollars, all these other rewards, because that's just overwhelming. So sometimes the less we tell them, the better it is, and it just helps to not overwhelm them. So again, these are the party outlines that you can find on Consultants Corner. And remember that you are informing them during the party, right? This whole time, even virtual parties, you're just informing them, right? Maybe you're throwing out the sign-on bonus. Maybe you are, you know, sharing a picture of your kit, right? The day you got your kit, or put your kit out and say, oh my God, I can't believe I got this. You're just giving them information. But then you have to invite them to find out more, because we have to invite them, because most of the time nobody will jump up and say, sign me up. But we need to check in with them and see if they're interested and give them a brochure or set up a three-way call with your upline. Does that make sense? Are there any questions about this? No? Okay. So I'm going to close that. Okay, so something you can do too is just like, you know, you do for a party to get booking. Sometimes you might call in within 24 to 48 hours to get a booking. You can do the same thing for recruiting. So let me find that and share that real quick. Oh, here it is. Okay, so what we call this the 24-hour call after the party, and you can do the same with virtual parties. So as soon as you have your order, you have their information, you can give them a call, just kind of tweak the works a little bit. But so if you got a booking from the party, if they said, you know, maybe I'll join, maybe I won't, then you can just call them within 24 hours and say something like this, right? Hey, this is Claudia with Pampered Chef. I wanted to give you a quick call just to say thank you for booking a party with me. I know we're going to have so much fun at your party. Just to confirm your date, right? You chose February 7th, blah, blah, blah. Is that correct? Great. So remember that the most important thing for you to do right now is to create your guest list. I'd love to have that back in the next 48 hours so I can send a mini catalog to everyone on your list. That's what, that way, if they can't make it, they can place an order and you'll get credit for that. Will that work for you? Now, sometimes people don't have addresses or but at least you get an idea of how many people they're thinking of inviting right away. So super. I know that once you start calling to personally invite and they hear how excited you are about your party, you'll have a great attendance. Our goal is to have at least 15 guests, which really means you should reach out to about 40 people. And then you can say, hey, I know that I mentioned this yesterday, but I have to say, you've just been on my mind. I think you'd be so great, such a great consultant with Pampered Chef, and it would be terrific to have you as part of our team. I'd love to get together with you for a cup of coffee and tell you a little bit more about our business. I know you'll love what you hear. What do you think? Right? Just offer it to them. They already have it at a party. Why not find out more? So if you didn't get a booking, you can still call them the next day or, follow up with them and say something like this. Hey, this is Claudia with Pampered Chef. I just wanted to give you a quick call to just say thank you for attending the party last night. Did you have a good time? Awesome. I know that I mentioned this yesterday, but I have to say you've been on my mind. I think you'd be such a great consultant with Pampered Chef, and it would be terrific to have you as part of my team. I would love to get together with you for a cup of coffee or lunch or whatever you prefer and tell you the facts about our business. I know you love what you hear. What do you think? And if they say yes, right, you set a date and you meet them. And if they say no, you can still offer to book a party right then and there too. Okay, so this is the 24-hour call. So basically, be in touch with your customers. Ask them and ask them multiple times. I'm sure many of you on this call have said no more than once before you joined and ordered that kit, right? How many of you said no a couple of times before you joined? Raise your hands. Yay, I see a couple. There you go. Darla, I know you said no 10 times. Oh, there's your hand. Okay. So, and the same for hosting, right? And a lot of times, actually most of the time, most of our recruits will come from people that host parties. They're already halfway there, right? Why not learn some more? Okay, so any questions about that? You guys are so quiet. No? Okay. So after this call, I'm going to post, I kind of created an Evernote and just combined a couple extra trainings for recruiting. So I did a recruiting call once, and I think there's someone else that did a recruiting call. So always have, always be open for more training. So if you're driving in the car and you got a 30-minute car ride, pop in an audio training, right? Or read an audiobook or listen to an audiobook. I will tell you that sometimes you might not absorb it right away, but maybe in a couple of weeks from now, you'll be like, oh, I remember that. I heard that on the training. I'm going to try that out. So I encourage you all to listen to the recording I'm going to post and then post your takeaways as well. So what we want to do, the goal from this call is we want to make sure you guys practice those recruiting messages, activities that you're going to do in your group opening, in your selling, and in your closing. I also highly recommend that if you have a local director, that you go observe their parties and see how they recruit, right? If you're not local, I know for our team page, I always, once a month I go live and I share my show, or, just go find top recruiters, some people in your organization that you're like, I know you recruit a lot, can you give me some tips? Or do you have a video I can watch that you did at one of your parties? Also, offer the opportunity to everyone during the checkout, all right, and during the 24-hour call. You can do a full service checkout with a virtual party. You can just simply call them as soon as they place their order and do the same thing. Hey, thank you so much for placing an order. Did you enjoy the party? Are you enjoying the party? Are you familiar with Pampered Chef? You can give them tips on what they ordered. You can even upsell them if they're close to the guest special, right? So you can sell them on a couple things, and then you can say, hey, you know what? My job was so easy with this virtual party. Are you looking for extra income? I'm always looking for people that, want to make some extra money. See what they say. They say no. Okay, that's totally fine. So what about having a virtual party just like Christy did tonight or Christy did last week? How does that sound? Do you want to get some more free Pampered Chef? Yes, no. So you can do the full service checkout for virtual parties too. You don't have to hide behind your computer. So remember, this is a relationship business. You're building a relationship. They will join your team if they know you and they like you. If they don't know who that person is behind that screen, even when you're messaging them, try and have your personality come out a little bit. And I love what Belinda said, go Facebook Live. Guys, if you are afraid of Facebook Live, I will tell you that every time I go Facebook Live, there's something. Either my kids scream, I choke on a popcorn kernel, I cry because of the onions, I cut myself with the veggie strip maker and try to hide it. All this happens, but you know what? It just shows that you're like a regular person. You're not like picture perfect, right? So I encourage you, just try it. Just even something little like, hey, my kid's making, cookies, or we're using the whipped cream maker, and just try it. Maybe just do like a minute. They don't have to be long. They shouldn't be long because people don't want to watch long videos, but just some quick things. People need to know that you are with Pampered Chef, and they need to look at you as the Pampered Chef girl or men if they need you. Okay. So, I will post a recording. Keep doing the 15 contacts a week outside of your party. Remember, we talked about that on the first call. You always want to be making contacts. Ideally, 3 contacts a day, right? If you want to break it down a little bit, 3 contacts a day, no matter what. It's 3 people. Reach out, do calls, text, whatever you want to do. But just reach out to 3 people a day and a total of 15 a week. So any questions? Anyone want to share? Has anyone recruited yet? I know who has, but I don't have to call you out.
Claudia, I have a question.
Yes.
In the files for the games, when I go to the files, there's only a couple things there. I don't know where everything seemed to have disappeared.
The files for the games to play at a party?
Yeah.
Which link do you have?
When I go to the team page, to info,
Yeah.
under files, there's only like 5 or 6 things listed.
Okay. I'll make a note on that and check it out.
I don't know if it's just me or...
No, I'm sure it's not just you. You never know what Evernote does to us, but I just made a little note. But yeah, who else? I know, Darla, you recruited too. I don't know why you're so quiet today. Can you share how you did that?
Well, I usually start out by asking if they'll host a party. And then, because they've been virtual parties. So then we get it all set up and I have them invite their friends. And once their friends are joining, I, say your friends are excited. Like you told me, I used your words and tell them that they seem excited and that we can turn their party into a launch party so that they can receive the rewards and also get a paycheck. And that usually sparks some interest. And so far I've got 2 and I've got a couple more who are interested.
Good. And you should always have a running list, right? Like a potential booking, potential recruit lead, a list that these are my potentials. And that list should be ongoing. So as you're making your contacts, right, if you're contacting 15 people a week, you probably have, 5 that might have a party, 2 that might want to join your team, but not now, maybe next month. And you want to have that opportunity in a list so you know who to follow up with when as well. So any other recruiting questions? So recruiting, really just think about, don't make it about you. Don't think about, I need to recruit 5 people so I can promote to director. But, think about what Pampered Chef has done for you. I mean, regardless of, income, maybe the products, maybe the people you have met, maybe just the fun you're having, having something for yourself, and just don't hold it back. Don't prejudge. You don't need to judge them. You don't need to think like, oh, well, she's got too many kids, or she works 3 jobs, or she's too old, or she's too young. Don't prejudge them. Just ask. They'll tell you no if they're not interested, right? So I'll post the training call. Tomorrow morning I'll upload this video because it takes like forever. So I'll let it do it overnight. But yeah. And don't forget to have a weekly call, Zoom call, whatever call with your upline. That just really helps us, keep in check and keep being in the group. If you have any fun things, post them on there. If you're trying something that worked, post it on there. If you need suggestions, post it on there. So it should be really like an accountability group for you guys to help each other stay on track as well. So any other questions before we log off for the night? No, you're all so quiet. All right, I will shut off the recording.